Where are you guys watching from? Good morning. It's a happy Saturday. Hot summer, happy Saturday. How many of you are in the thick of a really hot, long summer? I am a fall girl, and I saw a sunflower yesterday, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. Fall is on the way. I can't wait for it to be cooler. So anyway, I want to get started and jump right in here. Some of you have been watching me for years and years. Maybe for some of you, this is your first time watching. Let me know how long you have been watching No Gus, No Story. So let me tell you a little bit how this got started, guys. I do have a book. I really don't have any to sell anymore. I'm down to 14 copies, and I'm keeping them for my future 14 grandkids, right? I have 4, need about 10 to go. But I'm telling you, the book that I wrote begins in like 1992. And I was in the deep. How many of you are in the deep? You're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea how I'm ever going to get through this. And looking back on that, like that book, the story that I wrote and published in 2008 actually had ended in 2001. And I let the last chapter be us coming out on top, right? The last chapter of my book, No Gus, No Story, I'm on the stage, I'm the top level. You know, I'm standing there with an NFL legend that's holding up Vince Lombardi in every picture you see. Like I was literally at the top. But what people don't know between 2001 and 2024 is a whole, as Paul Harvey would say, and the rest of the story. Now I'm dating myself. How many of you don't even know who Paul Harvey is? You're like, what in the Sam heck is she talking about? But hold on, I got to get some drink mixed up here so I can keep a train of thought. I got 2 hours of training calls, and you guys are only 5 minutes in, right? So I'm going to try to keep this one short. I got a big company training next, interviewing some legends. But I want to be transparent with you all today, because what you see and what you think and what you read in my book and what you see on all these positive podcasts, life is not always what it seems. How many of you guys can relate to that? Anybody else? Anyone relate? So I think the biggest con artist in the entire world is us getting ready, planning, getting ready, planning. Now, I'm a planner, and I'm literally annoyed to the nines with people that don't plan, don't have a calendar. And I think my biggest pet peeve is people canceling. Like people saying they're going to do something and then not doing it, because I don't even think about it. I don't wait for it to be perfect. I don't, plan for 6 months and then go do it. Like when I have an idea, I'm doing it. I pass a for sale sign that says for sale by owner. I got the lady on the phone. Someone says, let's go to a concert. I'm on Ticketmaster finding the tickets. Like I do think that we have to plan in order to have success. But so many people are getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready, and they literally never pull the trigger. And I hate procrastination. Now, I would not say that I don't do things last minute, because I'm doing so many things. Everything gets done last minute. But I'm an action taker. I am an action taker. I shoot, then get ready, then aim. And some people think that's bad. They're like, oh my God, she gives me anxiety. You know what gives me anxiety? All the people that never get shit done. And I'm sorry I just said the word, but life is going to pass you by. And I see so much potential in you. And I'm over here like, you could be wildly successful, rich beyond your wildest dreams, healthy, happy, blessed, abundant. And you're sitting over here on the struggle bus, letting it pass the next stop and the next stop and the next stop. And I don't know why you won't get off. I'm like, hey, get off the struggle bus. And people just keep riding it. Like, I guess because it's easier, it's free. Like, I don't know. This No Gus, No Story should really come with a warning label, because I actually had some time this morning to feed my soul, to read my book, to listen to my motivation. And I mean, if you punctured a vein right now, action would come flying out of it. Like, I'm about to take massive and immediate action on my dreams and goals like I've never taken it. And it's going to offend some people because they're not ready. Say it with me. You're not ready. It's our family joke. We always go, you know what? You weren't ready. But guess what? We're ready. And we are going. And we are making things happen. And we are kicking butt, taking names. And we're definitely not just going to sit back and keep playing. My husband, he sounds like when I'm in church and there's a Baptist preacher when I was a little girl and the preacher was going crazy and all the people in the front row were going, yeah, that's what it's like in our house this morning. So anyway, some of you guys will get that joke later on today, but let me get my minerals in my bottle here. Okay, so the biggest con artist in your life is, let's plan and wait a little bit. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get easier. Like, if you really want to achieve the biggest goals in your life, you need to take action and you need to do it today. So I'm about to help you get unstuck. And nobody grows when they're winning. I want you to write this one down. Nobody grows when they're winning. I remember exactly where I was when I heard this statement. My son Chance was getting his senior pictures taken. I think I spent more on his senior pictures than I did my first car. Like, I was that mom. I was mourning the fact that my children were growing up and they were leaving the nest. And I mean, Chance's senior pictures look like the posters in the Abercrombie windows. And it was no makeup artist. It was definitely no camera tricks. It was real. Like, I was such a proud mom of this kid that had just worked so hard on his athleticism, on his body, on his health, on his dreams and his goals. And you know what's crazy? He got a letter to go play baseball somewhere on the East Coast. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's leaving. He's going to play baseball on the East Coast. And I remember his dreams and goals that he had was always D1 football, but he was small. He was not even 5 foot in high school. He wrestled state wrestling at 135. Like, I remember people teasing him saying, when you hit 5 foot, we're going to have a 5 foot party. And I would be the mom in the bleachers looking down at the football field, like, I'm about to tackle you and punch you in the mouth, because I was so tired of everybody talking about why it wouldn't work, why he wouldn't make it. He was so small. He was so not tall. But I want to tell you guys something. When he was getting his butt kicked, he was saying, I am a champion. I am going to go D1. I am going to be amazing. I am going to be fast. And there's a whole book that could be written about the ups and downs of his D1 football journey. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a pretty, lived happily ever after story. It literally made me hate college sports. It made me hate so many things for a while. But let me tell you guys something. That picture-taking philosopher in Topeka, Kansas, looked at him during his senior pictures and said, did you do a lot of sports? And he said, yes. He said, I was a state champion wrestler. I was the MVP, player of the year my senior year, MVP of the senior tournament. He had done all of these things, state track, and he wasn't at a college during these senior pictures. It was August of his senior year, and we left our hometown high school and moved 30 miles away. Everyone in our hometown thought we were traitors. Everyone said the Pitcock kid left the wrestling team. The dad quit coaching wrestling. Like, what are we going to do? Oh my God, they moved away. They moved into a mansion. They think they're all that. I mean, you guys, I had people that when I sent my Christmas cards, they said, take me off your list. And I was born and raised here in this little small thinking town. But let me tell you guys something. When you have a dream and you have a goal, you got to get uncomfortable. You can't get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready. I was in Barbados. I was speaking in Barbados. Chance, Dave, Callie, and Brooklyn were home without me. They made a decision while I was on a business trip that we should move 30 miles away. Now we have 22 beautiful acres here in Kansas, but just for the year, we should move to a bigger school. We should challenge ourselves. We should get a better coach, better teacher, better environment. We should up level our dreams and goals. And you guys, it was so uncomfortable. I felt like someone was dying. My girls were no longer going to be the Russell High School dance team. I owned 2 dance schools my entire life, right? We were no longer going to be the one that planned the city parade and the Christmas parade, and we painted the football field and we put out all the flags. It was okay because I was a fish in a fishbowl that was about this big, and I was the biggest fish. And all of a sudden we moved from, not the biggest. Yeah, I probably was, but I didn't ever act like I was the biggest fish. But I will tell you, I was at a point where I had outgrown my environment. I can't go to those tables and those conversations and get my vision enlarged. I needed to do the hard thing. I needed to quit getting ready to get ready and go do it. And let me tell you who pushed me to do it. If we're being completely clear here, it was my kids. My kids literally saw more potential in me, in Dave, in our future than even we did. And I will tell you, the only reason Chance ended up on a D1 football field and Callie was the flyer at K-State cheer is because they dreamed, they believed, they got out of their comfort zone, they got at a new table in a new conversation, they pushed themselves to places they never dreamt that they could be. And what got them to where they were their sophomore and senior year is not what was going to get them where they wanted to be in college at 21, 22, 23, 25. You guys, my message to you today is if you feel stuck, and I will tell you that year, I think the defining moment was when Chance's football coach was struggling, had some little kids that were really sick, and said, I need you to take care of summer weights and coach the team. And Chance was like, who's going to push me? You've got to have someone that's pushing you. And I'm telling you, my mission in life is to be the one that when you wake up on Saturday morning, you go, oh my gosh, that hurt. She pushed me. She told me what I needed to hear instead of what I wanted to hear. And I got some notes today. I wrote down some takeaways in my life. On your way up this hill, the only way that you're going to be a champion, can I cuss just a little word? The only way that you're going to be a champion is getting your ass kicked all the way up. I love that quote. When Nathan Ham, Chance and Callie and Brooklyn's photographer, said to him, nobody becomes a champion when they're winning. The only time you grow is when you're taking the losses, you're surviving the failures, you're learning the lessons, and you're getting back up. So on the way up, you're going to have a bunch of micro failures, and you're going to question yourself. You're going to question every good thing that ever happened to you, but the most powerful voice in your life is the one in your head saying, remember what those people said. They said you would never make it. Remember what those people said. You don't have what it takes. Remember what happened the last time when you lost it, when you didn't win, when you took the risk and it didn't work out. See, difficult things that we do in our life is where we really get the flex. That most powerful voice, you need to, like Dave says in his book, take it off your shoulder, throw it on the floor, beat the living crap out of it. Just beat the crap out of it, guys. And tell that voice, are you done? Are you done? Because I'm about to make a move. And I am making moves, guys. It's easier to quit. It's easier to try something different. It's easier to blame it on your company, your spouse, your coworker, your team. Your children won't get their crap together. Your boss doesn't see your potential. The banker won't give you the loan. No. It's not their fault. It's you. You're the common denominator here, but it's so stinking harder to face the truth and to take responsibility during that uphill challenge and keep going than it is to just blame it on everyone else. And I see it in so many people's lives. If things are given to you, you're never going to have a sense of actually succeeding. Like, how would I say this? My mom never gave me anything. The first time my mom ever helped me is when Dave and I were probably 45, and we had built a multi-million-dollar empire, and we ended up in a horrible situation, and I had kids in college, and I wasn't going to tell them you have to quit college and come home. We don't have money for tuition. And my mom literally said, post-date me a check. It wasn't a handout. Here is the reality, guys. You're going to have times where you feel like the glory days are over. You're going to have times where you feel like I've made a horrible decision. There's no way I'm going to get out of this. It's a lot easier to sit around and make a list of all the things you could do, all the things you should do, all the things that could be different than to take the pen, write it down, throw the pen out the window and say, if it is to be, it's up to me. I'm doing it. I'm going. Do that and actually take action today on the very first step. Just the first step. Do it messy, do it hard, do it wrong, do it and make a mistake. So let's be careful that this planning phase that we've been doing for days and weeks and months doesn't actually become the con artist that talks you into waiting until conditions are right. Because let me tell you what hurts worse than failing. Harder than the discipline. Regret. And I used to talk about regret a lot. Any of you have regret? Any of you live with regret? Any of you letting regret steal your dreams? If I would have just done this, if I would have been a different mom, if I would have married a different person, if I would have stayed longer, if I wouldn't have left that night, if I wouldn't have let my kids have so much freedom, if I would have went to this church, if I would have, like, there's so many things. No, guys, your life that you're living, here's the hard part. Forgiveness is realizing that the past could not have been any different because God knew what was going to happen in your life the day you were conceived. He literally gifted you to your parents. He knew your purpose. He knew your strengths. He knew your talents. He made you. Like, you are a gift to this universe with so many talents, so many strengths, so many gifts inside of you. And some people are going to use up all their gifts. They're even going to go learn new gifts. And other people are going to go to their grave. This will never happen to me. Me in the hospital, all my children around me, laying there saying, I wish I woulda. That's never happening to Barb Pitcock. I'm extra. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm using up all my time. I'm using up all my talents. I'm sharing all my gifts. I'm going to be authentic. And some people are not going to be able to handle it. But regret is not going to be a part of my eulogy. My tombstone will say, she left it all out there. Like, she did it all. She literally made us tired. She pushed us. She drove us. She helped us have experiences. She made us believe in ourselves when we didn't. Because big, big dreams and people go to die in a planning phase. Everybody just getting ready to get ready to get ready. And people always have reasons to wait. I don't have time on this broadcast, but if I told you the conditions that I was in when I created our latest empire dream and tried to assemble a team around me with the same vision that would carry that dream to its fruition, let me tell you guys, it was a horrible environment. This house every day, waking up in this house was a daily battle. The conversations in this house were incredibly toxic. All odds were against us. Literally, I would burn sage and I would play Bible YouTubes, and Dave and I would pray like, Satan, get away from us, not today. But we didn't make excuses. We did it heartbroken. We did it with our backs against the wall. We did it in the face of so much adversity. We did it in the middle of grief and burying his mother. We did it in the middle of daily arguments with someone that we loved, fighting an addiction battle that wasn't even thinking clearly, telling us every reason why we should just quit, go lay in our beds in the fetal position and cry with so much pain and anger and resentment and regret. But you know what, guys? We didn't listen to that voice in our head. We said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to win the day. Now, when you say we're going to win the day, imagine you're running through a jungle. My future son-in-law just got a tattoo right down the side of his neck. Win the day. One day I was like, did you seriously put that permanently on your neck? He said, I seriously did. Win the day. Here's what you will find when you try to win the day. It's a jungle out there every day. You're the person that's lost, running through the jungle, and there are people literally with arrows shooting at you. There are tigers and lions and snakes, and there are crows and vultures, and like everybody wants to stop you. But do you know what's on the other side of the jungle? Paradise. All your dreams, all your goals, all your hopes, all the things that you've been planning, but you're stuck. And the reason you're stuck is because you won't get through the jungle. You're afraid. You're letting fear stop you. You feel down. You feel negative. You feel like people are talking bad about you. You don't have what it takes. You're not like all the other people at the top. Guess what? All the other people at the top might not even be there a year from now, because a year ago, the very conversations I had late July and August, the people I thought would be rowing the boat, the people I thought would be the ones that would take me from where I was at to where I wanted to be, the people I trusted, the people I planned with, the people in the planning phase. Let me tell you guys, most of them did not show up and take action. Some of the people you think are helping you row the boat are actually drilling holes in it because they don't want the other people in the boat to win. You have no idea what's going to happen in the next 12 months. And how it's going to happen is really none of your business. What you have to realize is if you take action, you make a move, God will make a move. You make a move, God will make a move. Most people won't take action because they're afraid. And when you're going through the jungle, there's an arrow coming at you. Rejection. Oh my God, no, I'm never going to do that. You're crazy to think you could do that. Then there's attack. People writing bad things about you, saying bad things about you, publishing bad things about you, telling everyone bad things about you. Then there's the thief in the night trying to steal every good thing you built, trying to plant seeds of doubt on your team, trying to take your money, trying to talk you into coming over here and doing this. The biggest thief is that thief that takes your focus. Oh, you could do 5 things and you could be better. You could be bigger. You could be an influencer. Guys, you are in a jungle right now where you've got to feed your focus and you've got to starve every distraction. And that voice in your heart that says you could be an author, you could be a speaker, you could be a top earner, you could be free, you could build your dream home, you could go to Paris, you could celebrate your vows in Bora Bora. My sister said the other day, how are we going to go to Bora Bora when we're Pora Pora? I said, first thing, stop saying you're Pora Pora. You're not. You're rich beyond your wildest dreams. Your bank account just doesn't show it yet. You've got to get out of your way and take massive and immediate action. And when you feel down and you feel low and you feel sad and all the arrows are coming at you, you've got to have thick skin like the lion in the jungle. You've got to have thick skin like the rhino. Jerry Clark used to have an audio I would listen to all the time, and it was literally called Making It Through the Jungle. And he would talk about having thick skin. So not only could it be like water off a duck's back, you just let it all go. But when you're taking the arrows of you don't have enough money, you're not smart enough, you don't have the right background, your skin's not the right color, you don't speak the right language, you're not an American citizen, you don't go to the right church, you're not the right political party. Like, you guys, there's so much crap out there. It's literally crap. If you were dying tomorrow and you were laying on your deathbed and all of your family was around you, let me ask you one question. Would you really give a crap about the things you were arguing about yesterday? Because I don't think you would. I don't even think you would care about one thing that's happening. You know what you would say? I wish we would have took a walk. I wish we would have put our phones down yesterday and actually looked into each other's eyes. I wish when we went to dinner, we wouldn't have took the call from the emergency that had to happen right now. I wish that we would have not just planned it, but actually executed on the house we were going to build, the trip we were going to take. You're never going to get yesterday back. All you have is today. And every day, I know y'all are going to think I'm sick. I think every single day, if this was my last day, what would I do? I rarely fall asleep without texting every one of my kids how much I love them. I hope they had a good day. Sometimes it's at midnight. Sometimes it's at 1 a.m. But if I forget, I will get a call the next morning, especially Callie. Mom, are you good? I didn't get a text from you last night. Because my priorities are, I have to keep God first, then my family, then my business at all costs. Because I've tried to do it on my own, you guys. I'm not that good without him. I fail more often. I make poor decisions. I don't have the strength. I don't have the wisdom. I don't have the favor. I don't have the protection. I don't have the guidance that I need. Now, this is just me. In my company, I have a lot of religions, everything from Mormon to atheist. There's Buddhist, there's Muslim, there's all kinds of beliefs in religion. Let me tell you guys, our friendship has nothing to do with your religion, whether you're a Jehovah's Witness or born a Baptist like I was born and raised. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're an American citizen or if you're here and you're not an American citizen. My life on this globe is to make global impact, not little small town girl thinking, not little small thinking. In my next life, I'm going to start a church. If I had 2 lives, I'd be a realtor and I'd own a church, because I really love taking things that are ugly and making them beautiful. I really love helping people see that they were built not to break. I love helping people have a really big vision, like bodacious goals. I love doing the unthinkable. I love being unstoppable. I love helping people be the underdog that wins. And here's the problem. The biggest enemy is you, and I believe more in you than you do. You got to say, I'm responsible. I'm responsible. Say it with me right now. I am responsible. I'm not going to waste another day. For most human beings, what really gets you unstuck is that you realize one day, my time is limited. I got to make a move. In order for things to get better, I'm going to have to get better. I'm going to have to be responsible and learning anything new, having the dream that anything good is going to happen that gets you moving. Anything. It could be, my sister Tracy has a lung situation going on right now. She can't even breathe, and she signed up to run a marathon. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but she said, I have to get healthy. I have to get healthy. Like, I want to see my grandkids. I want to live long. And it took me back to when Callie was going to college and I had a pulmonary lung disease. They said I had 4 years to live. That was part of the reason why Chance decided to leave D1 football and go build an empire with me, only to see someone destroy the empire, only to see it all go away, only to see us go from 1.2 million a year to 35,000 a year, literally in the midst of our 40s. You guys, that was a character building year. That was the time when I had to get up and say, failure is not an option. I'm not planning anymore. I'm taking massive and immediate action. And do you know what it says in the Bible? It says God will give you back 10 times anything that was ever taken from you. It says he will seat your enemies at the table and make them choke in front of you. And I can remember looking forward to that day. I mean, I need you to believe this. Anything that seems against you is not. It's part of you building character. What you're going through is actually what you need to grow, to be great. Nobody would want to hear my story if all I did was win, 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 no matter what, right? What they need to see is that when you're down and nobody thinks there's even breath in you, you get back up, you rise up like an ember from the ashes, and you set the whole damn place on fire. Like you are that girl, you are that guy, you are that power couple, you are that student, you are that athlete, you are that networker, you are that realtor, you are that investment broker, you are that performer, like whatever it is that you dream of being. Even if you're a high school dancer or athlete, you've got to know that when you feel all alone, you feel isolated, you're just taking yourself away from all the people that could build you up and pump you up and believe in you, you will want to quit every good thing that ever happened to you, because fear, that's the enemy. He wants to get in your little head and plant a seed of doubt. And when you even let his foot in the door, he takes over the whole damn house, you guys. I am so proud of you for not giving up. I am so proud of you for watching this for 30 minutes straight. I know what it feels to have no passion, no money, no drive, no trust in any friends, no motivation, no dreams left. I know what it feels like. I was there, March of 2022. I remember in January, I planned on launching a company, buried my mother-in-law, survived an overdose with my oldest daughter, and she lived. And I remember on March the 13th of 2022, when I was 50, I was like, I'm going to be debt-free at 50. I'm going to be on the top at 50. At 50, I am going to be killing it. And at 51, I was literally killing it. I was killing my dreams. I was killing my health. I was killing my relationships. I alienated myself away from all of my brothers and sisters. I didn't want to go to Easter. I didn't want to go to Christmas. I didn't want to come to my hometown. I didn't want to go to the grocery store. I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to see my employees. I didn't want to answer the phone. I left here and I went 7 hours away to the lake for 45 days. I didn't even want to talk to my own kid. I gained 35 pounds. I wanted nighttime to come so I could sleep. I was so mad at God. I didn't have any idea how someone that was so on top could be so low and so broken. I had survived a lot of things: bankruptcy, losing someone to suicide, battles with cancer with a loved one, all kinds of things. But I had never felt this feeling of watching someone. It felt like my child was slowly dying and they just wanted it to go faster. And I was literally trying to save them and they didn't want to be saved. And you guys, I don't know what your battle is that you're going through, but I'm telling you, the fact that you didn't give up, God will fight the battle for you. Take yourself off the throne, surrender it, and take action. Do it messy. Know that he already has the battle won. You quit thinking about everyone else around you and you think about only what you want to do in this life. If you were on your deathbed, you were dying, all the people were around you, and you were going to have no regret, what would that look like? Because the day that I did that, I said, I'm going to start a church. I'm going to start a ministry. I'm going to start a center for women. I'm going to start sober home livings. I'm going to go live every day. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to tell people exactly how I feel. The ones who judge me can unfollow. Bye. I mean, I got 5,000 friends waiting for me to accept their friend request. If I offend someone, they're not my friend. I'm not trying to be the perfect Christian. I'm not trying to be the perfect CEO. I'm going to have so much purpose and so much passion that the people who need to be a part of what I do on this earth, they're all going to line up. And the ones that aren't supposed to be a part of that, God will take care of that. You've got to step into your power and know that you have a story, a new book to write, not the one from 2001 when you were on top and everyone thought you were great. Write the real story. Write the real truth. Step into that, you guys, and get your butt kicked all the way up the mountain, because holding on to the things that you thought were security, holding on to the things that were your title, who you've always been, your identity, that's the crisis. Like you're holding on to what you used to be that you thought were the glory days. And over here is the other side of the jungle. And God's like, come on over here. Like, here's paradise, but you're holding on. You're holding on. It's like shackles because of this identity, this ego, if you will, of what you've always been. Do it today so you don't have to have regret later. And the fundamental need that we all have to really feel happy is the big things that need to change in your life. What lies between where you're at and the success, the paradise, is addressing the big things that you need to change in your life. I need you to believe this. And this is the last thing I'm going to say to you. When you truly believe that you are more than your struggles, you are more than enough. When you truly believe that you are more than your pain, you're more than your failures, you're more than your setbacks, you're more than your addiction, you're more than your spending habit, you're more than your eating habit, you're more than the demons that you fight that you don't want anyone to know about, you're more than your past. You literally have everything you need, and God is going to show up and thrust you into so much success. Like you'll be like, I don't even know how that happened. Like, I'm just going to say, don't settle for mediocrity. Do not settle for mediocrity, because when you hold up your end of the bargain and you do what's in your heart, you know what you need to do. God puts those dreams in there for a reason. He put them in there because you have gifts, you have talents. He has so many things. He wants to use you. And he's allowed the things that have happened in your life to happen because it's part of your story. Now, you might not like all of them, and you don't have to talk about all of them, but whatever God has allowed to happen in your life has happened because he knew that he could give you the strength, the courage, the wisdom, the experience. Now, I'm going to tell you, Satan did a lot of that. God doesn't allow you to go through so many things that are, bad things. He's a loving God. He wants you like you want your children to be happy. You want to dress them well on the first day of school. You want them to have their dreams, their goals, the wedding, the children, the happiness that you experienced, right? Imagine a father that wants to dress his children nice on the first day of school. And imagine that kid saying, nice clothes are bad. Money's bad. I don't want that. I mean, that might offend someone. We think that way, you guys. We think that way. God created everything in the universe, right? But our small thinking says, I'm not enough. I don't have what it takes. I don't have what I need. I didn't grow up with that. That's like you telling your dad, you didn't give me what I need. I don't have what it takes, when he created you, right? And this analogy might seem a little weird, but it took me a long time to realize that money isn't bad. Money is not bad. What I can do with money, and it will take millions of dollars to do what I need to do to really make impact in this world. I'm going to buy the house my mom grew up in. I'm going to put 13 rooms for sober home living. I'm going to take this 22 acres. I'm going to turn it into a place where when moms are so broken like I was, they can just pull up, say, I am lost. I am broken. I have no idea what to do. And there will just be someone there that embraces them with a huge hug that says, honey, come in, let me help you. Because you guys, there is a broken system in this world, and that's for a whole nother no guts, no story. And I may not be able to change the whole world, but I'm going to help a few. And I don't know what you've been through, but whatever it is that you went through, it's because God was molding you like clay on a potter's pot, on a spinning wheel. You ever watch Ghost when Demi Moore is like so beautifully making that sculpture? Do you know how many times you have to break the sculpture? You have to knead the dough. It's clay, actually, not dough. But You have to like break it and mold it and wet it, get the chunks out, put it back on the potter's wheel, destroy it, crush it, break it. Do you know why? Because it's getting all the chunks out to make the masterpiece. And some of you stopped at one point when you were on the potter's wheel and you thought it was the masterpiece, but then you got smashed and you don't realize that the masterpiece is in the molding. It's happening right now. And I don't care what you got out of this. Here's the takeaway I want you to have. Watch how life will give you what you need when you take action. Quit waiting for conditions to be right. In the midst of the worst conditions of my 30 years of marriage, the worst years of my 52 years, the most painful chapter of my life, I took action and said, I am about to make a comeback. And I want you guys to believe that you can, if you will. But the con artist in your life is the little voice, the little man on your shoulder. The darkest place that you will ever find in life is you standing still, you not moving. And do you know why? Because you stopped growing. The true tragedy in life is not death itself. It's when people are still alive on this planet, they're walking around like a corpse. All their dreams have died. All their hopes are gone. They're just surviving. There is no reason for you to struggle anymore. But you've got to quit. The planning phase is about 3 seconds. You've got to quit planning and planning and planning and planning. And if you want to really achieve the biggest dreams and goals and become a champion, you got to be willing to get your butt kicked all the way up the mountain. So I hope you guys are inspired. We're breaking records over here. We are absolutely breaking records. I am about ready to get on a company call and interview some new champions. And you know what I think every single day? Thank God for the failures. Thank God for the struggles. Thank you, God, for the painful chapters in my life, because that was the conditioning time where I really strengthened that muscle that said, I can do this. I am enough. I can be and do and have anything I dream of. And someday, when I am no longer here, nobody will ever say she had any regrets. Nobody will ever say she was getting ready to get ready. They might say she was the hot mess express, but let me tell you guys something. I would rather be failing and taking massive and immediate action all the way up the mountain than sitting at the bottom, watching everyone else, blaming everyone else, saying, oh, they got lucky. Oh, they did this. Oh, that happens for them. That can't happen for me. You guys, that's scarcity mentality. And I want you to stop it right now. And I want you to look me in the eyes, stand up, bow your chest out and say, I'm taking action. I am enough. I can be and do and have anything I ever dream of. I'm the reason that I'm stuck, but not anymore, because today's the day I quit making excuses and I start making moves. You are the con artist in your head telling you every reason why it can't happen. So stop planning, take massive and immediate action, and let's start celebrating your little micro failures every single day. As you're getting better, you're getting stronger, you're learning, you're winning, you're getting a better flex going. And you guys, I'll be the one clapping for you. I don't care if you're in my company, you're part of my beliefs, you're part of my culture. I don't care where you're at. As long as you're winning, let me tell you, I will be your biggest fan. Just stop being stuck. You guys have an amazing day. I'll see you next Saturday on No Guts, No Story. And do me a quick favor. Please do me a favor. Go hit the follow button if you're watching the replay. If you're watching this on YouTube or LinkedIn or my author page or my Facebook page, all I'm going to ask you to do, drop in the comments your one takeaway during this 35, 40-minute session. What was your one takeaway? Let's stay connected so I can help coach you and move you along from where you're at to where you want to be. And hit the follow button so you know every time I go live, you're getting that dose of good stuff just put in your little mind and share it. Tag a friend, share it with someone you think could maybe just get a tiny bit of goodness in their life, because that is my goal, just to help you feel better when you're done watching than you did when you started. So have a great day, everyone. I'll see you next week on No Guts, No Story.